Let's try this again. Jesus. Didn't know it was that much to Facebook Live. I thought I was just going to press a button and go all the way in. But, like I said, my name is Tony Pearson. I host the Tony Pearson Talkshow. A lot of people been asking about who is Tony Pearson. That is me. Tony Pearson. Basically what I'm trying to do is discuss a lot of topics on issues that's going on in the world today that seems like little people want to talk about. And just want to set some things straight. But to tell you the truth, I don't even know if I'm recording. I don't see no comments. Okay, I see one person who I don't know. But I know my coworkers probably watching. Send a shout out to my coworkers, JB, Chris, New York. Who was my boy? I forgot his name, Raheem. That's my main man, Raheem. But all the co-workers out there, you know who I am. I sure appreciate you. But most of all, I thank God for allowing me to be able to do this. Because without Him, nothing is possible. Believe that one. I see one person, I guess one person watching. Comments will appear here. I don't see a comment. Maybe I need to give it some time. But yeah, a lot of people been asking, when you gonna do another video? The last video I shot was in 07 about marriages and relationships, why they falling apart. And I hadn't done one since then. In order to do this type of stuff, you have to pretty much have your mindset in order. If your mindset is not in order, then you don't want to go public with information. So it took a while for me to get my mindset back to where it needs to be. It's not all the way there, but it's getting there. Janita Snyder, how you doing? I see you say go ahead and talk. I'm not going to do too much talking today. Like I said, I'm basically just trying to introduce myself, let the people see who I am and what I will be doing, what I will be discussing, what I'll be talking about. There's different topics that I'll discuss pertaining to pull your pants up. I see too much of that. Babies with babies. See too much of that. It's just a variety of topics that I'm going to discuss. And I'm going to put it down like it's supposed to be put down. I'm not going to hold back. I'm just going to give it to you the way it's supposed to be given to you. You know, like I always tell folk, you ask me a question, I'm going to give you my opinion, my answer. Now, how you take it will be totally up upon you. But thing about it is, I'm going to tell you what you need to know. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. See, we finna cut all that out right here. We finna get rid of that. We finna put this real talk out here on the book. That's what it's all about, real talk. We don't have enough of big mamas and big daddies no more. You know, the big mama that pretty much talk to the grands and slide the old flip-flop or the old bedroom shoe when she walking and singing them gospel hymns. That's a big mama. We don't have too many of those around, and if we do, they're not really talking to the younger folk, because it's all about the younger folk, the generation. And I hear so much about this, the new generation. Ain't nothing new about it. Ain't nothing new about it at all. I'm gonna try to keep it clean, but I'm not there all the way yet. So you might have to excuse my language at times, but that's just how it is, Sometimes I have to go in deep. And sometimes that's the only way some folk understand it. But it is what it is, I'm trying to see how. I don't even know how to get the messages that comes up. I don't even know how that works. This is, like I said, this is something new to me. This Facebook live stream, first time doing it. I guess once I do it enough, then I'll get the hang of it. But like I said, it's basically just an introduction of myself to the world, who's ever watching the internet and whoever see this video, about who I am. Give them a chance to see my face. I have a lot of fans, a lot of family that supports me, and I would like to give a shout out to them. Big Macy, Big Nelson, give a shout out to them. They've been an inspiration. Well, like I say, JB, my co-worker, he's been there. I mean, he's on it. He on me every day about the talk show. When you gonna do the talk show? What you gonna talk about? But he know who I'm talking about when I say JB. But folk, this is real. It's a sad world that we're living in. It's not enough people talking that real talk, that real old-fashioned talk. They talk that yak, but they ain't putting it down like it's supposed to. We need more motivational speakers such as myself in this world, maybe to be a better world, for people to live in. Because, it's like you have a baby with babies. Hell, they don't know nothing. So how they going to teach their child anything that they don't know anything? So that's where I come in at. I have to come in and put it down. It's going to take more than me to do this. But like I say, each one of us have a purpose in life. What that purpose is, I don't know. What your purpose is, I can only speak for myself, and I feel like this is my purpose. This is the reason why God put me here, is to deliver this message. In order for you to find out what your calling or your purpose on this earth is, that's something you're going to have to get down on your knees and get with the Almighty and seek that out for yourself. But I just feel strongly that this is my purpose, my calling, for me to put this message out here. It's not about what I'm going through. I'm only speaking from experience. God placed several people in my life for a reason. And I always tell folk, when God placed a person in your path, it's for a reason. Sometimes the reason is not always good, but it's only two things that you have to do. Either you learn from it or you run from it. I'm learning from mine. It ain't no running from it, because it's going to be right there to haunt you all the time, every time you look back. But that's real talk. That's my purpose. Like I said, that's my calling, and that's what I'm going to do. Because like I say, it's so many people out here that need guidance, that need a big mama, a big daddy, a brother, big sister. And some of us are caught up in our ways to where we don't even want to take the time out to share knowledge with them, communicate with them about certain important issues that's going to affect them in life. Some of us want to keep stuff to ourselves instead of sharing it with someone that that might help them in the situation. You know, I know everybody on Facebook is not going to agree with what I'm saying. Some folk it ain't for, so, you know, like I always say, if it ain't for you, you know, you can always unfollow, you can unfriend, you can hit the three little lines in the right corner of the Facebook screen, scroll down to log out, and you can log out. You know, it just ain't for you, you know, because it might be hitting a nerve that on something you're going through and you just don't want to hear the truth. But it'll set you free one day. When you realize that it's time to accept the truth, you realize it, you know. And the reason why I say that I feel like this is my purpose is solely because God has placed certain people in my life, in my path for a reason. And it started early in my years of wanting to be a motivational speaker, wanting to have a talk show. And just to mention a few, Robin Givens, I met her, and it was strange, you know, because when I met her, they had just did a play down here in Columbia, South Carolina, and she said that she's never been to a Domino's, you know, so we went across the street to Domino's, and, you know, that was funny, by her being a big-time celebrity, married to Mike Tyson, and, you know, it was kind of hard to believe that she'd never been to a Domino's, but God placed her in my path, and I discussed with her about what I was trying to do. She gave me some encouraging words. Another celebrity is Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey questioned me about my talk show. You know, he asked people in the audience when he came to Columbia years ago. He asked people in the audience, have they ever heard of me? The majority of the people said no, and I was saved by a couple of people who said yeah. And he started speaking to me about the talk show. He made jokes of it, but that's Steve Harvey. He received my DVD of the show that I did back in '07. I never got a reply back from him. Vivica Fox, I had a chance to meet her. We spoke for a while briefly. And Tom Joyner, I took him to his private jet, and he wanted me to meet his young pilot. We spoke briefly about this show. Never did really follow up with him on that. Met Holly Berry. She came through the airport. She was doing the movie Queen at the time. And I met her because I was working at the airport. But the talk show business was not even on my mind at the time. I was still young. But like I say, James Brown. I worked in the prison for several years, and James Brown was placed at the institution in which I worked. And I just happened to be placed in lockup that particular night. And me and James Brown, we talked all night long, you know. And James is a trip, you know. But he was down to earth about what he was talking about, and I was telling him what I was trying to do. And he gave me some encouraging words, you know, to pretty much follow my dreams, and that he helped Prince, he helped Michael Jackson. And like I said, he gave me some encouraging words. And, you know, that goes to show that all these celebrities that was placed in my path, they was placed in my path for a reason. And, you know, I look at all of that and I said, well, you know, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do. You know, maybe God is trying to show me the light. But like I say, there's a time and a season for everything. You know, you have to know when it's your time. You can go out there and try to do things on your own and wonder why it's not working. I guess you will know that it's not your time, not your season. But when it's your time, believe me, you will take off. I mean, you will take off because God is backing you 100%. He's telling you it's time for you to fly. It's time for you to do your thing. But like I said, this talk show that I'm doing, it's all about motivation, trying to help somebody else out. It just feels good to be able to talk to people and to communicate with people and try to give them something to help better their situation with, give them a little bit of knowledge. And knowledge is something that we all are blessed with. Now, whether we use it or not, that's totally up to each individual. But I'm going to use everything God has blessed me with. So, like I said, this is just a short introduction of who I am and what I'm trying to do. I said I was going to try to put out a video once a week on Facebook Live on different topics, and that's what I plan to do, because like I said, we need a lot of motivation out here, and it's not enough motivation out here. You got a lot of these artists out here, they doing their thing in the music industry, but it's very few that's putting back into the community. But a lot of folk in the community is supporting them, buying their music and stuff, And I don't see anything wrong with that, but you just got to sit back sometime and pretty much, think about how God has blessed you, and that you need to give back to the community. How you give back or what you give back, that's totally up to you. But at least you're doing something to show your support, show your love for your fans, and, for God blessing you to be where you are, But, like I say, I'm not going to drag this live stream out all night, because I said I was only going to talk for about 15 or 20 minutes. I'm still trying to figure out how these comments work. I see Ben Amaker. What's up, Big Ben? My main man, Ben. Appreciate you watching, bro. If you can get other folk to tune in, that'll be even better. And, I'm hilarious. I'm funny, I just it like it is. You ask me a question, I'm going to give you an answer. It's just simple as that. Like I said, it might not be the answer you want to hear, but that's what it's going to be. I hope some of my coworkers at job is watching. They were all interested in me doing this live stream on Facebook. And another thing to mention, it's my birthday. That's another reason why I did it, because I said God allowed me to be on this earth for so many years, and I give thanks to God, the Almighty. I give that thanks first. It's simple as that. Because like I said, without him, nothing is possible. But that's just some encouraging words that I thought I would put out there. And like I said, I know everybody's not a believer. And like I say, some of this stuff I'm going to talk about on the Facebook, on the book, it's not going to be for everybody, But if it touches one individual, then that's good, My mission has been accomplished. So, with that being said, I guess I'll see y'all on my next video, and I'll learn on I'll work on this live stream, how to read the comments and whatnot. Because like this is something new to me. But I thought I would just come on here today, this special day, and introduce myself and let the people know who I am. And once again, like I said, I'm Tony Pearson. I am the host of the Tony Pearson Talkshow. God bless. Y'all have a good afternoon. And I appreciate all my fans, friends, and family for watching. Peace to you. Have a good one.